Welcome to Taste of Tai Chi, courtesy of the Montclair Adults School System. Um, we've modified the space. Well, we turned 90 degrees is what we did. So you've got a lighter background which to superimpose my image, and it might make it easier for you to see what's going on. At least I hope so. Couple of preliminary things. For those of you that are new to this, this is going to be one of the most difficult things you've tried in a really long time. It's got lots and lots of moving parts, lots of things that you have to understand and then try to connect the parts. It's going to be frustrating, maddening, all kinds of things like that. But if you hold on for a while, things start to make sense, and it tends to reveal itself as something that's not only very useful, but even enjoyable. I don't think anybody has ever called it fun, but it's at least enjoyable. And according to Harvard Med and the Mayo Clinic, it's one of the 5 best things that you can ever do for your body. So here we go. For those of you who are not sure, my name is Don Madsen. I answer to nearly anything, including things like hey, you, and whatnot. But because we're muted, you can't holler at me right now, so we will not have an interchange during class. If you want to ask me questions, I encourage it, and you can do that by sending an email to me at don.madsen@gmail.com, and I will answer any questions that you might have. Also, I would suggest that you look up my blog. I have a website. It's at donmadsen.blogspot.com. And it's got more about Tai Chi than you probably want to know. But it also has videos of the forms that we do and just lots and lots and lots of supportive information about Tai Chi, what it is, how we practice it, all kinds of stuff. And I also encourage anybody who's interested in Tai Chi to go out and get as many books as you can find. Look online. There's, tons of information in both places. And they're all pretty much going to be correct in a general scope. Every style and system does things a little differently. But at the bottom line, they're all pretty much the same. So here's how the class gets going. First thing you're going to do is to get yourself into the Wu Ji position. Okay, to check, your head has to be upright. Your chin is tucked towards your body. Your shoulders should be consciously relaxed and rounded forward. You're going to tuck your tailbone, bend your knees, and check to see that your feet are close together with all your toes pointed forward. That's the Wu Ji position. Wu Ji means nothingness, or a place to start from. That's exactly what it is for us. The next thing we're going to do is to bow in. This is an ancient and honored martial arts system. I'm an ancient martial artist, so we're going to do it the traditional way. Your left hand becomes a willow palm. Your right hand becomes a fist. Your left foot is put forward in a point step. That means there's no weight on the heel. Your toe is touching the floor, but that's all. Fold your left hand over the right fist. Keep your eyes up as you bow. We're in business. We'll do that again at the end of the class, just because it's a tradition. Okay, we're going to start with a few exercises. All of these exercises are meant to work on your ligaments and your tendons, your connective tissues, all of that kind of stuff. Not about muscles at all. If you want muscles, you go to the gym and work on those machines and stuff. This is about posture and relaxation and ability to turn, ability to shift your weight properly, things like that. Okay, so we're going to start. All your weight's going to go on your left foot, and you're going to sink your weight onto that side. And remember to relax your shoulders. Pick up your right heel just a little bit and check your balance. If the balance is okay, go to a tiptoe with that right foot and check your balance again. If it's still all right, keep the toes pointed down, pick up the foot, move the foot to the side, touch the floor. Lower the heel part of the way, push the heel out to straighten your foot, then center your weight and sink. Cool. When you're in this position, you should feel pretty solid. You should feel as if somebody pushed you, you would be pretty hard to push over. So this is the solid position that you've got to this point. The first exercise we're going to do starts from here, and it's called swinging arms. You're going to turn your bodies to the right, then to the left, and repeat. Ignore your arms altogether. They'll come along as you move your body. Your weight stays between your 2 feet, and you're turning your hips and your head at the same time, and the arms are going to follow along. You can do this as enthusiastically or as lazily as you please. Okay, next exercise is called touch the earth and hold the sky. It's probably my favorite stretch. From this position, first step, bend the knees a little bit and lightly interlace your fingers out of your body, in terms so you can see what I did. Number 2, turn the palms up, push enthusiastically toward the ceiling. Number 3, go up on the front half of your feet and stay there. Number 4, push down with your right palm, push up with your left. 5, top hand comes down, point your fingers forward, lift the fingertips and push back. 6, ease down and relax. 1, 2, 3, and hold it. Number 4 this time, a left push down, right push up. 4, top hand down, point your fingers, pick up the fingertips and push back. Oops, I missed one. 6, ease down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My favorite stretch. Next is double knee circles. Back to the Wuju position. You're going to bend your knees so that you can find your kneecaps. Then we're going to do 15 rotations in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If your knees are tired when you've done those, you have to do more. Your quadricep muscle group gets a little bit tired and you have to condition it up a little bit. Okay, next we're going to do something called horse stance. And this is a 2-minute duration. Bend your knees a little extra, hands up in front of your shoulders, shoulders and elbows nice and relaxed. You now got 2 minutes of uninterrupted relaxation. You can think about your grocery list or your vacation that you're going to finally get to take in September or something. Just relax. Your breathing should be long and slow and deep, and the breath work should start from your belly. You got to turn the other way so I can see the clock. And hands down. Okay, from here, we're going to do something called tiger stretch. Ooh, ah. So, hands back out in front of your body. Shift your weight onto the left side and sink. Pick up your right toes and turn them out to the side. Shift your weight over onto the right side and sink on the right. Shift your weight back to the left. Turn the toes front. Relax. Shift your weight to the right side. Sink. Pick up the left toes and turn them out. Shift onto the left side. Sink again. Shift back to the right. Pick up the toes. Turn the toes to the front. Center your weight and relax. Tiger stretches. Okay, now let's do some Tai Chi. We're going to do the entire form, all 12 postures. By the way, just so the new folks remember how difficult this chore is, the form that we're doing only has 12 postures, only takes about 2.5 minutes to perform, but it'll take you in the neighborhood of 3 years or more to figure out. Just be patient, it'll be fine. Okay, so from the Mudra position, weights on the left, sinking, pick up the right toes. This one is called preparation. Step out to the side, center your weight and sink. Initiation. Grasping the bird's tail to the left. Weights on, excuse me, to the right. Weights on the left. T-step. Sit step. Block. Invert the hands. Drag. Release. Prepare to press. Press. Pull down. And push. Single whip. Shift to the right. T-step left. Sit step. Guard the face. Turn the toes. Push. Wave hands like clouds. Sweep left. Shift left and change hands and push. Hands up and down. Turn the body. Push. Scrape step. Shifting weight and hands. Turn the toes. Push. Brush knee and push. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the right toes. 5. Hands strum the loop. Shifting weight. Shifting weight. 3. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. Deflect, intercept, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shutting the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crossing hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Conclusion. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're going to do. Y'all got that? Cool. Okay. I want to talk about some details, the control of which will make you do Tai Chi more completely and correctly. The first thing I want you to put into your memory banks is something called the bubbling well. The bubbling well is a place. It's the geographical center of your foot, and it's a place where if you land on that particular spot and sink your weight onto it, will give you the most available control over yourself that is possible. Because if you put your weight on your toes or on your heels, then you're not going to be suitably balanced. Okay? Your weight has to go where it's supposed to be in order to pull this stuff off. And we're not just talking about the choreography of doing the form. Because remember, this is an ancient martial arts system, and the way that it worked was by being able to control yourself well enough to control an enemy or an adversary, and it didn't matter whether the guy that you were confronting was 7'5" and 500 pounds or not. The same things still apply. Tai Chi has been known as the art of staying out of the way. Okay, and that works very nicely too. So you're bubbling well. Let's see. It's about there on my foot. Everybody will have to find their own. And the way that you can find it is by putting your feet hip width apart, then tilting your body a little forward, and then a little backwards. You're going to find a place where it's evenly distributed. Okay, that's where your bubbling well is. And every time you move, whether you're stepping forward or to the side or backwards, it doesn't matter. When you shift your weight, you have to put your weight on that bubbling well. That's so the rest of your body can do other stuff and you're still under control and in balance. Okay? You have to find your bubbling well, and it needs to be your new best friend. Okay? So let's talk about shifting weight. We do a lot of stuff where we're going to be stepping out and changing directions. And typically we do it by putting our foot out weightlessly and touching the floor. Then we gradually shift our weight onto the other foot. And we only go so far as to have our weight on the bubbling well. Then we sink a little bit. You spend a lot of time sinking. And then what you're going to do, because you've got your weight in the proper place, you can pick up your back toes and you can turn your body into the correct position. Okay, and having said that, the way that you step is pretty critical too. I have to keep myself in the frame here. So we spend a lot of time changing directions and shifting weight, and it's a sequence when you do it. We start normally with something called a T-step. T-step looks like this. Okay, my body is facing you, but my left knee is facing 90 degrees to the left. But when we step, we're going to exceed that angle. We're not stepping 90 degrees. We're stepping maybe 130 degrees. Okay, we still want our toes to point to the left, but now we've got a space between our feet in terms of forward and backward. So when we shift our weight and get our weight sunken onto the bowling well, and we pick up our right toes and turn our body, we end up with our feet about hip width apart. Okay, that is something that you really want to try to get to all the time. Your feet should be about hip width apart when you're in a stable position, when you're in what you think is a stable position. Let's practice that for a couple of seconds. From your Uji position, sink on your right side. That means bend your knee a little extra, make sure you sink your shoulders, and mentally sink your weight down to your dantian. We'll talk about that in a minute. Pick up your left foot, go all the way to a tiptoe, then pick it up and turn it. So your body should be facing your screen. Your left knee should be facing 90 degrees to your left. When you step out, step behind yourself as much as you step forward. That's the proper way to do this turn. Now, when you shift your weight, do it nice and gently and slowly, and then sink a little bit there. If your weight's well dispersed on the left side, you should be able to pick up your toes. Then by just turning your whole body to the left, you end up in what we call a bow and arrow stance. The bow and arrow stance, this is a little exaggerated, looks like this. The front foot has the toes pointing forward. The back foot has the toes pointing about 45 degrees out. And there's a space between your feet about the same as your hips. Okay? That's standard edition. You might make it a little inch or two more or less than that standard edition, that's fine. But what you don't want to have happen is to have your heels lined up, because then you have no lateral stability. You're going to fall over sideways, whether you think about it or not. And you don't walk that way. You don't put one foot right in front of the other, because again, you have no lateral stability. When we walk, we waddle. We go from one side to the other, and it should be that way. That's how you stay nice and stable. Okay. What about turning? Okay, well, we just covered some of that. And it always needs to be in that position of stability that you're going to go to. When you turn, you shift your weight onto the front foot, pick up your toes, and then your whole body turns. My teacher has a phrase, two phrases, about how you turn. Okay, one of them is nose, belly button, and toes. Okay, when you turn your body, everything goes at once. You don't turn your head, then the shoulders, then your hips. Okay, everything goes at once. It's like you were made out of, I don't know, 2x4s or something. Everything is, in that sense, there's a little rigidity to it. The other phraseology, when you're not going to be turning everything, is nips and hips. Okay? Your chest and your hips are going to be turning at the same time. So if either one of those phrases help you to do it correctly, that's wonderful. Sometimes, however, we use a toe pivot. Okay, our toes will be on the ground and we turn. Most of the time, not. Okay, but there's deflect, intercept, and punch, we have to do that. But most of the time, you're pivoting on your heel. So keep that in mind. If you're not sure, pick up your toes and you'll probably be correct. Okay, I want to work on the first three postures like we did last week. We're going to extend to the fourth posture, which is called single flip. Now, I'm going to do it with me facing you, and then I'm going to do it with my body turned away, so you can look at the back side and see what I'm doing from that perspective. Ding, 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 ding. Reminder, on my website, you have this form with both a front view and a rear view video. So take advantage of that. It will be helpful. Okay, so from the Muji position. First one is called preparation. It's got 4 steps. Number 1, sink your weight onto the left side. Number 2, sink your shoulders. Pick up your right heel just a little bit and check your balance. Number 2, pick up the foot, move to the side, touch the toe, just barely in contact. Number 3, lower the heel. Push the heel out just a little bit to straighten your foot. Center your weight and sink. Okay, preparation. Do it again. Preparation in 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next is initiation. Got 4 steps. Number 1, sink it just a little extra. Let your hands float up to shoulder level. 2, sink the elbows to draw the hands a little closer. Number 3, sink the wrists to raise the fingers. Number 4, push down to waist level as you straighten your body, then relax your hands. Grasping the bird's tail to the right is next. It has 10 steps. Number 1, shift and sink left. Embrace ball left. Make a T step with your right. 2, make a sit step. Remember, it's out, so you end up with a hip with foot pattern. Shift your weight forward. Push up with your right forearm. Push down through the palm. 4, invert the hands. Drop your right elbow to turn the right palm up. Turn your body slightly away to the right. Turn your hands over and rotate your arms and hands so that your 2 tiger's mouths face each other. This is a tiger's mouth. Your forefinger and your thumb. Both hands have one. In this position, the right palm will face down, the left palm will face up, and the tiger's mouths will face each other. Now turn your body a little to the left, which is kind of back where you started from. 5 is a drag. Shift your weight onto the left side and sink. Turn your body so that you're facing the front again. Your toes did not move. 6 is a release. Shift your weight back to the right. Extend your arms at shoulder level. Arms and hands are relaxed. 7 is prepare to press. Turn the right palm so it faces your left shoulder and push it away a little. Bring the left hand high over the top. When it's even with your right wrist, drop it down to the inside of the right wrist, right in front of your body. Number 8 is the press. At this point, your weight should be on the right side, so you should be able to pick up your left toes. Nose, belly button, and toes turns. Turn your fingers opposite directions, then push forward, sliding the fingers until you have about 2 or 3 inches between the fingers. 9 is the pull down. Grab an imaginary swimming pool ladder, shift your weight back onto the left side and sink, then slide your hands down that ladder all the way to the level. 10 is a push. Turn the palms up, bring the palms up even with your shoulders. As you shift your weight forward, point the fingertips up, continue shifting your weight and push. Your weight at this point is over your right bubbling well. You should feel pretty solid. Okay, number 4 is called a single whip. Number 1, shift your weight back onto the left side and sink. Then we're going to do a nose, belly button, and toes turn. 90 degrees, toes as well. Next, shift your weight onto the right side and sink. Reach out with your right hand to form a hook. Bring your left foot into a T-step position. Bring your left hand up to guard the face. Next, you're going to step out to the left with your left foot, but remember, it's not just to the left, it's behind yourself to the left, about 130 degrees. As you shift your weight left, pick up the right toes, turn the body. Your hand comes in close to your face, right next to your shoulder. Then turn the hand and push forward with your left hand. Single whip. Okay, relax for a second. While we're relaxing, let's talk about breathing. Breath work is very important to Tai Chi for a lot of reasons. All of you have heard the word Chi in some respect or another. Chi means breath. Chi also means the vital force that everybody has within the body. You acquire it when you're born and you give it up when you die. Meanwhile, you have this energy that is part of you. It's recently been proposed that Qi travels along the fascia in your body. The fascia is the stuff that covers your muscles and all the other connective things in your body. It's kind of a very, very thin skin sort of organ, and it is an organ. And Qi travels along those the fascia in a number of different paths called meridians. And it's an energy that you can evoke. You can call it up and you can dole it out. You can use it offensively and defensively and just a whole lot of ways. Okay, I'm running on about that because the way that you acquire the usage of Qi is through your Dantian. Told you I'd get back to that. Your Dantian is pretty much the center of your body, not only in terms of the geography of your body, but in terms of the control center of your body. Some systems will call it a kara, some systems will call it a center. There's a lot of words for it, but it's all the same thing. It's a couple inches below your belly button and halfway back into your body. It's a place, it's a thing, it's something that you need to take seriously because everything depends on that. When you breathe correctly, you activate the Qi and you make it available to you. How do you breathe correctly? Simple. Breathe with your stomach muscles. If you ever watch a newborn baby, up until they're about 2 months old, they breathe with their belly. Okay? They just breathe with their belly. The reason is they haven't got any chest muscles yet. Okay? And after they get chest muscles, they go to the easy thing because that's the tendency for people to do. But the way you breathe is breathing in so that your belly expands. Breathing out, it collapses. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so what's the big deal about breathing and doing Tai Chi? Well, if you coordinate the breathing with the exercise patterns, then you get the most out of both ends of the breath work. You work on your inherent energy in both directions. It's like alternating current. That's probably not a good analogy unless you Okay, so let's just think about it for a second while we do the exercises. What I'm going to do now is to do the first three postures, which are, oh, I forgot you're not talking. We're going to do sneeze. Ah, okay, no way. We're going to do preparation, initiation, grasping the bird's tail. And I'm going to tell you when to breathe. Would you positions, please? Okay, let's check from top to toe. Your head is upright, your chin is tucked toward your body, shoulders are consciously relaxed and rounded forward. Tailbone is tucked, knees are bent, feet are close together with all your toes pointed forward. Okay, here we go. Breathing in, breathing out. 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 So you see there is a correlation that's available when you do the Tai Chi forms, breathing and the body motion. And if you can work on that, a few things happen that are very positive. First of all, regulating your breathing has a lot to do with the ability to breathe all by itself. Um, some of the time, and this is more true for people that have had breathing issues than not, some of the time, if you practice the form very slowly and try to coordinate your breathing with the movements of your body, your breathing capacity becomes better. Okay? Why? Because what you're doing is getting more air into your lung system. Okay? And if you get more air into the system, because it pulls it in like a bellows, it fills up every little nook and cranny of your lungs. And the result of that is that you get more oxygen in your blood system. If you get more oxygen into your blood system, very simply, you're going to have much more stamina than if you're not breathing that way. Okay, so it's a thing to be considered when you're doing your Tai Chi forms. My teacher, the Tyrant, some of you have heard me talk about her, doesn't pay much attention to the breath work because she says people are going to breathe how they need to anyway. But I'm holding out thinking that if I can suggest and teach you to do it, you will do it and it will be more beneficial. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's again do those first four postures. Okay, preparation, initiation, grasping the bird's tail to the right, and single whip. But wait, I said I was going to do them so that you could see what the backside of my body was doing. Okay, so I'm going to do it backwards. Ooh, this is going to confuse you completely. Okay, preparation. Initiation, grasping the bird's tail to the right. Single whip. Okay, I'm sure that confused the heck out of a lot of you. But again, please refer to the website, look at me doing it backwards and forwards. A lot of the time it doesn't make a difference because the steps are really pretty simplistic. But when we get to movements like grasping the bird's tail and stuff, it can get really confusing. So let's pick on that one for a few minutes and see if we can get you familiar or at least starting to be familiar with that particular posture. Okay, we're going to get into it by doing the first two first, preparation and initiation. So get bring them in. So you're in the Wuji position. All your weight goes on to the left side. You're going to sink your weight, including your shoulders. Pick up your right heel just a little bit and check your balance. If that's comfortable, go to a tiptoe position with your right foot. Check your balance again. If it's still good, pick up the toes, move the foot to the side and touch the floor. Shift your weight and sink. Initiation in 4 steps. 1, sink. Let your arms float up to shoulder level. Bend the elbows to pull your hands back toward your body, but only a little bit. 4, push forward. And the palms down, push down, then relax your hands. Okay, at this point, everybody, you're kind of standing with a nice wide stance. It should be a little bit wider than your hips. Your arms are lowered at about a 45-degree angle. They're actually supposed to be even with your hips. So that's about where you are. Grasping the bird's tail. Number 1, shift your weight left and sink. Embrace ball left. Time out. What that means is that you're imagining you're holding a ball. It's on the left side of your body, not the right, not the center, but the left. It doesn't weigh anything, so you don't have to show any tension for it. You're just embracing that ball. Okay, so I just shifted back and I'm going to pull my right foot into a T-step. My body is still facing the screen, but my right knee is facing that way. It's pointing 90 degrees to the right. Okay, now we're going to do that step again. You're not going to just step to the right. You're going to step a little further so that when we finish up, your feet are separated a bit. Okay, next, as you shift your weight onto the right side and find your bowman well, raise your right forearm in a blocking manner and push your left palm down next to your left foot. So your right arm is pretty much horizontal. The forearm is really the focus point. That's what's doing the work. Now we're going to invert the hands. So drop your right elbow and turn the palm up. Turn your body away just enough so that your fingers are pointing toward the wall in front of you. Turn both hands over to the left and round the hands toward each other so that your tiger's mouths face one another. Shift your weight back onto the left side and sink. All your feet are flat on the floor, by the way. And turn your body toward the screen. Your hands should now be in front of your body The left hand a little lower and behind the right. Right palm facing down, left palm facing up. Next, as you shift your weight forward onto the right side, extend your arms in back of you at shoulder level with the hands nice and relaxed. Number 7 is called prepare to press. Turn the right palm so it faces your left shoulder and push that arm away. Bring your left hand high over the top. When it's even with the right wrist, drop it down behind the right wrist, right in front of your body. Okay, at this point, your weight should be all the way on your right side. You need it to find your bubbling well and sink on the bubbling well. So you can pick up your left toes, turn nose, belly button, and toes. Now turn your hands so the fingers point in opposite directions. Extend and separate your hands, only about a couple of inches. 9 as you pull down, turn your hands and grab the top of that imaginary swimming pool left. Shift your weight onto the left side and sink. Slide your hands all the way down to hip level. Your fingers at this point are horizontal. Your thumbs on the inside, fingers are on the outside, and they're all shaped like a C. Okay? Number 10 is the push. Turn the palms up, raise your hands up to shoulder level. As you shift your weight forward, move the fingertips up, continue shifting your weight, and okay, that's what grasping the bird's tail to the right looks like. What's it all about? Well, all of the things that we're working with today are movements for self-protection. They're all martial art. Even something as simple as a preparation step. What that really is a scrape step to take all the skin off somebody's shin bones when you get to the range. We have tons and tons of little interesting reasons for doing the movements that we're doing. And every now and then I will share a reason for doing them with you. But you got to remember that this is a stylized set of movements based on life or death situations. Okay, this is all about protecting yourself, but we've taken it from its original purpose and made an exercise form of it. But I'll tell you a huge, important secret. The same energy that you would use if you were defending yourself should be used in performing the choreography that you're doing. The breath work that I mentioned earlier is where you manifest that. So instead of just sort of lazily moving your body out, you're first focusing your energy on the things that you're doing. The manifestation part, which is most often your hands, is where that energy goes. So as I'm breathing out, I'm putting energy into the part of my body that needs it at that moment. Okay, so it's really control of everything at a ridiculously tiny level. It may not quite be chromosomal or cellular level, but it's pretty intense anyway. Okay, so when you're doing something like grasping the bird's tail, it's a compilation of several things that are going on. Okay, we also do things that we don't tell you all the secrets about. That's a kind of a intense way to put it, but there are things that are preliminary that sort of are taken for granted. For instance, when we're moving ourselves, when we get into this position, or any of it, we've already done stuff, and it usually consists of redirecting somebody's incoming blow so that we can control them. Very often it's something called a ward off, and then we would grab that part of a body in order to control it. So in everything that we do, mostly, there are preliminary things that are not part of the choreography. But I like to explain them eventually because it gives you a sense of purpose to what you're doing. And if nothing else, Tai Chi needs to be done with a sense of purpose. You really have to do it. Okay, we've got about 4 minutes to go until we're at our time. So what I want to do now is to do the form once again. I'm going to call it by the numbers. I'm going to give you the name of each posture, and then the numbers inside each posture, which are a cue to do certain things with your body within the time of that number frame. I hope that made sense, because sometimes I'm not even sure if I'm making sense, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so I'm in frame. You can see my feet. You can see my head. I guess we're ready to go. So Wuji positions, everybody. Preparation. 1, 2. Initiation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grasping the bird's tail to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn the left toes. 8, 9, 10. Single whip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the right toes. 5. Wave hands like clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn the right toes. 9. Brush me and push. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the right toes. 5. Hands strum the root. 1, 2, 3. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second side. 1, 2, 3. Deflect, intercept, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shutting the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crossing hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Conclusion. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Taste of Tai Chi. Okay, if anybody has any questions, as I said, please feel free to email me. Take a look at the website, donmatson.blogspot.com. And that does it for today's class. Are you there, Katie?
I'm here.
Okay, anything else we need to do?
No, I think we're all set. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Don.
Thanks, guys. Same time next week. Bye-bye now.